Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC Bets. Make sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, CJP UFC Bets. We do full card breakdown and prediction videos for all UFC fight nights and UFC pay-per-views right here on this channel, CJP UFC Bets. I do want to address a couple of concerns on my channel right here, right now. We were doing a $200 Visa gift card giveaway, and once we reached 150 subscribers, then I was going to reveal the winner of that gift card giveaway. And if you followed all the rules to the contest, then you were officially entered in the contest. Only 77 people followed the rules. Only 77 people officially entered the contest because they followed the rules. So now that we've revealed the winner, people think that we're scamming them. People think that we're cheating them. There's no scamming going around here. There's no cheating going on around here. This is all totally legit and totally real. And I'm sorry, and I do apologize if you feel cheated, if you feel scammed. I don't know what to tell you. Because what do I have to gain? Honestly, think about that. What do I have to gain? 150 subscribers? That's like barely scratching the surface for YouTube standards. 150 subscribers is no big whoop. I was just trying to grow my channel. I was just trying to engage with my audience and give something away. And then when I revealed the winner of the contest, and you can see in the video, I put all the names in the bag, I shook it up, and I picked somebody out of there. So, I don't know what to tell you. On our next contest, I'm going to do it live. I'm going to do a live video, and I'm going to spin a wheel with everyone's name on it. That way people don't think we're cheating. That way people don't think we're scamming. Because there's no cheating, there's no scamming. It's all real. Like I said, I'm just trying to engage with my audience. I'm just trying to grow my channel. I'm an honest person, okay? I'm hoping you guys can trust me. I think that I give good breakdowns. I think I give good predictions on UFC fights. So if you like making money, and if you like hearing breakdowns and predictions, and you're a loyal subscriber, we appreciate it. Thank you. So we hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back right here on CJP UFC Bets. This is our official breakdown for UFC 281 Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, going down on Saturday, November 12th, live from MSG, Madison Square Garden in New York City. It's going to be a great card, folks. Stacked card, a lot of great fights, and we hope you enjoy this breakdown. But first, we're going to recap UFC Fight Night 64, Rodriguez versus Lemos. I went 7-4 on my picks, 2-2 on my bets. My typology record right now is 109-57. I will post that picture of my record from typology at the end of this video. The bets that I won. I have Neil Magny and Jake Hadley in a parlay. I won that bet. Thank you, Neil Magny, for saving my night. And then I had Amanda Lemos wins inside the distance, even though I did pick Marina Rodriguez to win the fight in my prediction video for UFC Fight Night 64. I had a feeling that Amanda Lemos was going to win. I don't know why I picked Marina Rodriguez. Like I said, I was going back and forth on that fight. And at the last minute, I placed Amanda Lemos wins inside the distance bet, which did cash for me at -105. The bets that I lost, I had a 14 parlay. I had 3 bets in that parlay over 1.5 rounds with Mark Madsen, Grant Dawson, Daniel Rodriguez, Neil Magny, and unfortunately the one that busted my parlay was Tagir Ulanbekov and Nate Maness. We all saw the Tagir Ulanbekov finish that fight in the first round by submission against Nate Maness, and I did pick Tagir Ulanbekov to win that fight. I had Mauro Batista in that parlay as well, which also won his fight against Benito Lopez. And then the second bet that I lost was my dog of the card, Mark Madsen. He lost via submission to Grant Dawson. Unfortunate loss, but I did go 2-2 on my bets. And now we move on to UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World, going down November 12th, Madison Square Garden, live from New York City. Alright, let's get down to it. The first fight on the card is on the prelims and is in the men's light heavyweight division. We have Carlos Ulberg versus Nicolae Negumereanu. Carlos Ulberg, he's 6-1, 31 years old, 6'4", with a 77-inch reach. Then we have Nicolae Negumereanu, 13-1, 28 years old, 6'0", with a 78-inch reach. For Negumereanu, he's got very good striking with a good amount of KO power. He likes to pressure forward with a solid chin. He's got decent takedowns and will muscle you to the ground if he wants to. He's got decent takedown defense, but a very bad takedown accuracy. He has a very good grappling skills. He likes to stand in front of you, and he loves to pressure forward. But he gets hit often, which worries me in this fight. He does likes to go for the finish, and he has a killer instinct. He has a finishing ability, if I do say so myself. For Carlos Ulberg, he's got a very long range, and he's a very tall fighter with good kickboxing. He's got very good technical striking and solid KO power. He's got very good volume and solid grappling. He has nice takedowns with nice, solid leg kicks. He's got good counter striking, and he's got good speed on the feet. The only thing with Carlos Ulberg is he's got a suspect gas tank. He does tire out throughout the fight. And he keeps his chin up, which can be problematic for him while fighting. I do have a fun bet for this fight that I will reveal my bets at the end of this video. I have Carlos Ulberg by knockout in this fight. That should be a close fight and a very good way to start UFC 281. Let's move on up to the next fight on the card. In the men's bantamweight division, we have Julio Arce versus Montel Jackson. Julio Arce, he's 18-5, 33 years old, 5'7", with a 70-inch reach. Then we have Montel Jackson, 11-2, 30 years old, 5'10", with a 75.5-inch reach. For Julio Arce, he's a solid striker with pretty decent volume who likes to pressure forward. He's got solid KO power, and he's got good counter striking. He's got pretty good head movement and feet movement as well. He's got a decent wrestling game, and he's got decent cardio. But he is kind of chinny. For Montel Jackson, he's a very well-rounded fighter who's pretty good everywhere the fight goes. He's got very good striking, good wrestling, and he's got good KO power in his hands. He also has good grappling. He's got speed, good cardio, and he has a decent chin. Like I said, he's pretty good everywhere, but he's not great anywhere if that makes sense to you. My pick for this fight, and I do have a bet on this fight, I'm going with Montel Jackson by KO. The next fight on the card, and we're still on the prelims, ladies and gentlemen, is in the men's featherweight division. We have Mike Trizano versus Seung Choi. Mike Trizano, he's 9-3, 30 years old, 5'11", with a 71-inch reach. Then we have Seung Choi, 10-5, 30 years old, 6'0", with a 74.5-inch reach. For Mike Trizano, he's a former Ultimate Fighter winner. So there's a fun fact for you. He loves to come forward with a ton of KO power. He's got a good amount of speed on the feet and solid cardio. He's got pretty solid striking with decent grappling. He's got pretty good takedown defense and offense, but he doesn't go for many takedowns. Not to mention, he's a very tough and durable fighter. For Choi, he's got very good technical striking and good boxing. He does have solid power with good inside and outside leg kicks. He's got decent grappling with solid cage control. He also has good takedowns and decent takedown defense. He's got also good cardio for himself. This should be a close fight. I do not have a bet on this fight, but I'm going with Mike Trizano by decision. Let's move on up to the next fight on this card for UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, going down Saturday, November 12th, New York City, Madison Square Garden. On the prelims, in the women's strawweight division, we have Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Silvana Gómez Juárez, and I do apologize if I butcher their names. For Karolina Kowalkiewicz, she's 13-7, 37 years old, 5'3", with a 64-inch reach. For Silvana Gómez Juárez, she's 11-4, 37 years old, 5'3", with a 63-inch reach. For Kowalkiewicz, she's got very solid kickboxing with sneaky KO power. She also has decent amount of volume and has a solid takedown defense, but a horrible takedown accuracy. She also has been in the UFC quite some time now and has fought the tougher competition in the UFC. For Gómez Juárez, she has pretty good striking with a good amount of KO power. She does have solid leg kicks and okay grappling, but she has nothing to offer on the ground with a bad takedown defense. She does have decent cardio and a good get-up game if she does get taken down. I do not have a bet on this fight. I do have a saying that I do not bet women's fights. Not very often, let me tell you. But my pick for this fight, I'm going with Silvana Gómez Juárez by decision. All right, let's move on up to the next fight on this card. Is in the men's lightweight division. We have Ottman Azaitar versus Matt Frevola. Ottman Azaitar, he's undefeated, 13-0, 32 years old, 5'8", with a 71-inch reach. Then we have Matt Frevola, 9-3, 32 years old, 5'9", with a 71-inch reach. For Azaitar, he's got pretty good striking with a lot of KO power in his hands. He's got a good amount of volume on the feet and loves to pressure forward. He has very good punches to the body, and he also loves to look for the finish. He's got pretty good head movement and feet movement as well, with a decent chin to go along with it. For Matt Frevola, he's got very good wrestling with pretty good takedowns. He's got solid grappling and okay striking with a low amount of volume. He can get sloppy at times with punches, but he's got a decent cardio, he's got a decent gas tank. Never stops moving with sneaky submissions. He does have a suspect chin, and he gets dropped often in his fights. My pick for this fight, and I do have a bet on this fight that I will reveal at the end of this video. I got Ottman Azaitar by knockout. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, CJP UFC Bets. Let's move on up to the next fight on the card. Still on the prelims, on the men's middleweight division, we have Andre Petroski versus Wellington Turman. Andre Petroski, he's 8-1, 31 years old, 6-0 with a 73-inch reach. Then we have Wellington Turman, 18-5, 26 years old, 6-0 with a 72-inch reach. For Petroski, he's got very good wrestling with pretty solid cardio. He has very good takedowns with okay striking, but he is improving in the striking department, if I do say so myself. He also has decent power with some volume on the feet, with a solid ground game. He also is very explosive and always looks for the finish in all of his fights. Very exciting fighter. For Wellington Turman, he's got very solid grappling with okay striking. He's got a slick ground game with sneaky submissions, and he moves pretty good on his feet. He does have decent takedowns with solid ground control. Not to mention he's got a good chin. He is tough and durable. This should be a fun fight, and I'm going with Andre Petroski by decision, and I do have a bet on that fight that I will reveal at the end of this video. The next fight on this card for UFC 281, Adesanya versus Pereira, is in the women's flyweight division. We have Erin Blanchfield versus Molly McCann. Erin Blanchfield, she's 9-1, 23 years old, 5'4", with a 68-inch reach. Then we have Molly McCann, 13-4, 32 years old, 5'4", with a 62-inch reach. This should be a fun fight for however long it lasts. For Erin Blanchfield, she has very good grappling with solid striking. She has decent wrestling with good top control. She has a decent ground game with good submissions. Also, she does have a good amount of cardio with good volume on her feet. She does have good takedowns with pretty decent takedown accuracy, and I think she does have sneaky power as well. For Molly McCann, she's a very gritty and scrappy fighter who has a aggressive striking with pretty good boxing. She's got pretty good elbows and throws wild spinning attack at her opponents when they least suspect it. She also has decent takedowns with good cardio, and she's very tough, who likes to get dirty in the pocket and create fun fights. Like I said, this should be a fun fight for however long it lasts, and I do have Erin Blanchfield winning inside the distance, either by a knockout or submission in this fight. I think Erin Blanchfield takes it, and I do have a bet on this fight. Let's move on up to the next fight on the card. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, this next fight could have been a fight night main event. It could have been on the main card of this UFC 281. But we're lucky enough to have it on the prelims and is featured in the men's light heavyweight division. It's Dominick Reyes versus Ryan Spann. Dominick Reyes, he's 12-3, 32 years old, 6'4", with a 77-inch reach. Then we have Ryan Spann, 20-7, 31 years old, 6'5", with a 81.5-inch reach. For Dominick Reyes, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's got very good striking with solid power in his hands. He's got very solid cardio, and he's very athletic with good movement on the feet. He's got very good jabs and decent leg kicks with good kicks to the body. He has very good takedown defense, but a terrible takedown accuracy. He also has good counter striking with a decent amount of volume to go with it. Very good fighter here, but unfortunately he's on a 3-fight losing skid. For Ryan Spann, he's got a ton of KO power, and he's pretty big for the division with a long reach. He also likes to pick his shots to sting his opponents at the right moment. He does have decent takedowns with sneaky submissions, especially the guillotine. He's got a decent ground game. His only issue is he's slow. He slows down throughout the fight, and he doesn't have very much volume. But he does have good takedown accuracy, and he's been KO'd a few times while attempting a takedown. So I believe if Dominick Reyes times that just right while Ryan Spann goes for the takedown, I can see Dominick Reyes going for an uppercut and knocking out Ryan Spann in that fight. And that's why I'm going with Dominick Reyes by knockout. That's my pick, and I do have a bet on that fight. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the featured prelim fight for UFC 281, Adesanya versus Pereira, going down on Saturday, November 12th, from New York City, Madison Square Garden, super stacked card. And here we go. The next fight on the card is in the men's lightweight division. We have Renato Moicano versus Brad Riddell. Renato Moicano, he's 16-5, 33 years old, 5'11", with a 72-inch reach. Then we have Brad Riddell. He's 10-3, 31 years old, 5'7", with a 71 and a 3-inch reach. For Renato Moicano, he's got a BJJ black belt, and that comes with a good grappling game and good ground game with solid submissions. He's got decent technical striking with good wrestling. He also has good volume and sets a good pace. My only concern is he's kind of chinny, and that can give him some problems in this fight. For Brad Riddell, he has very good striking and pretty decent volume. He's got good solid KO power, and he's got good grappling with a decent wrestling game. He also has decent takedowns and a good chin with good cardio. So you know the dude is tough. You know the dude is durable. And you know the dude is going to win. And that's why I'm picking Brad Riddell by decision. I do believe I have a bet on this fight that I will reveal later on in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, subscribe, share this video, like this video, tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets. And the next fight on the card is on the main card, ladies and gentlemen, and is in the men's lightweight division. We have Dan Hooker versus Claudio Puelles. Dan Hooker, he's 21-12, 32 years old, 6'0", with a 75.5-inch reach. For Claudio Puelles, he's 12-2, 26 years old, 5'10", with a 72-inch reach. This is going to be a close, fun fight. Dan Hooker, he's a UFC veteran. He's been in a ton of fights. I love his fighting style. And he's a long and rangy fighter who uses that range well in his fights. He also has very solid striking with very good kickboxing. He also has very good kicks and okay wrestling. He has a decent amount of volume on the feet and has a good takedown defense. He's a very tough fighter with a lot of heart. For Claudio Puelles, he's got very good grappling with pretty solid leg kicks and front kicks. He has very solid submissions and decent takedowns. He also has a decent takedown defense, but a subpar takedown accuracy. He does need work in that department. He also is a very pretty tough fighter himself. His only issue is he's got pretty low volume. This should be a close fight, ladies and gentlemen. I was going back and forth on this fight. I had no clue who to pick, but for the purpose of the show, and I am a little biased on this pick, I'm going with Dan Hooker by decision. The next fight on the card for UFC 281 is in the men's bantamweight division. We have Frankie Edgar versus Chris Gutierrez. Frankie Edgar, he's 24-10, 41 years old, 5'6", with a 68-inch reach. Then we have Chris Gutierrez. He's 18-3-2, 31 years old, 5'9", with a 67-inch reach. We all know Frankie Edgar. He's a legend, a UFC veteran, a former UFC lightweight champion, and he's fought the tougher competition in the UFC without a doubt. With that being said, he does have solid boxing with a good amount of speed. He also has pretty decent footwork to set up takedowns with good wrestling. He never stops moving, but he is getting slower due to his age. He's got a lot of wear and tear. He's been in a ton of wars, a ton of fights. He does have the experience. He does have good volume still for his age. We'll see. For Chris Gutierrez, he's got very good kickboxing with solid leg kicks, good cage control. He's got a good amount of volume with pretty decent cardio. He also has good takedown defense, and he has an okay get-up game. Not to mention, he is pretty fast and likes to pressure forward at his opponents with a solid chin. This should be a fun fight, very close fight. I don't think I have any bets on this fight. Maybe I do. I have to check back. I have Chris Gutierrez by decision, or possibly maybe even a knockout, because Frankie Edgar is sort of chinny. This next fight on the card, ladies and gentlemen, is promised to be a banger and possibly not go the distance. I do have a bet on this fight, and is in the men's lightweight division. We have Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier, he's 20-7, 33 years old, 5'9", with a 73-inch reach. Then we have Michael Chandler, 23-7, 36 years old, 5'8", with a 71.5-inch reach. For Dustin Poirier, he's got very good boxing with very good KO power in his hands. He's got very nice jabs with nice inside and outside leg kicks. He also has decent takedowns with good grappling, just a bad takedown accuracy. Not to mention, he does throw good combos. He has decent head movement with solid footwork. He's very tough, and he has beaten the best of the best in UFC. For Michael Chandler, he's got very good wrestling with solid takedowns. He's got a decent amount of striking and good amount of KO power. He also does have a solid amount of pressure, and he can set the pace in his fights. He also has a decent chin and pretty good cardio. He's very tough and puts on exciting fights. I do have a bet on this fight, ladies and gentlemen. My pick for this fight, I'm going with the Diamond, Dustin Poirier, by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, share us, tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets. Let's move on up to the co-main event of the evening. Going down for UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira, Saturday, November 12th, from Madison Square Garden. The co-main event is in the women's strawweight division for the women's strawweight championship of the world. We have Weili Zhang versus the reigning and defending strawweight champion Carla Esparza. For Carla Esparza, she's 19-6, 35 years old, 5'1", with a 63-inch reach. Then we have Weili Zhang, 22-3, 33 years old, 5'4", with a 63-inch reach. For Carla Esparza, she's got very good wrestling with very solid takedowns. She has pretty decent top control with decent submissions. She also has okay striking just to set up her takedowns. She's got solid grappling with a good amount of cardio and good cage control. Not to mention, she's got pretty good submissions as well, to say the least. For Weili Zhang, she's got very good striking with a ton of KO power. Let me tell you, she can knock about just anyone in this division. If she connects to the chin of Esparza, it is night. Guarantee it. She has good boxing, good hand speed. She has good wrestling of her own with an okay ground game. She has solid footwork with a good amount of volume. She also has decent cardio and a finishing ability. When she sees her opponents hurt, she will go for the kill. And that's why I'm picking Weili Zhang by knockout. And I do have a bet on this fight that I will reveal later on in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to this video, subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, and tell everyone you know about CJP UFC bets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening for UFC 281. Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. In the main event, in the men's middleweight division, we have Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Israel Adesanya, he's 23-1, 33 years old, 6'4", with a 80-inch reach. Then we have Alex Pereira. He's 6'1", 35 years old, 6'4", with a 80-inch reach. Both men are virtually identical. For Alex Pereira, he has a very high level of kickboxing with a ton of KO power, and he's got a really nasty left hook. He's got nice technical striking. He's got very good leg kicks, body kicks, and he's got power, both his hands and legs. He's got very nice knees and very good timing on his feet. He uses his distance very well. He has a decent get-up game with a solid chin on him. For Israel Adesanya, he's got very, very good, precise, technical striking with sneaky KO power in his hands. He has very good kickboxing, very solid leg kicks, and he's a very good counter striker with a solid chin. He can take some shots. He also has a nice head movement, and he's pretty hard to hit. He barely gets hits in his fights. Not to mention, he's got a solid takedown defense and uses his range pretty well with very solid cardio. Very exciting fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. I do have a bet on this fight that I will reveal later down on this video. Don't forget to stay tuned for our dog of the card, our lock of the card, and our bets at the end of this video. My pick for this fight is Alex Pereira by knockout. He's going to do it again, ladies and gentlemen. Bank on it. Thank you so much for joining us right here on CJP UFC Bets. Make sure to like us, subscribe, share. Stay tuned for our next contest giveaway. If you feel some type of way from our last contest, I don't know what to tell you, folks. Thank you so much for all of you loyal subscribers. I hope you stick around. We're going to do more breakdowns, more predictions, because our next video, our next breakdown for UFC Fight Night Vegas 65, Derek Lewis versus Sergey Spivak, is going to be dropping on November 13th. Sunday, November 13th is our next breakdown video. Monday, November 7th, which is tomorrow, USA time, will be dropping tomorrow. We're going to be dropping that contest video, so stay tuned for that. Dog of the card and lock of the card coming up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us right here on CJP UFC Bets. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, share this video, and here to reveal our dog of the card for UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. My dog of the card is Ottman Azaitar. He will win against Matt Frevola. I got him at plus 110. I did miss the line there. I think he was like a plus 130 when I first saw it, but when I went back to it, it went down to a plus 110 and I immediately grabbed it. My dog of the card, Ottman Azaitar. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJP UFC Bets, here to reveal our lock of the card and our bets for UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, share this video. We appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for all of our loyal subscribers. My lock of the card for UFC 281 is Weili Zhang. She's going to be the new champion. She will knock out Carla Esparza. It's going to happen, folks. She's my lock of the card, and I do have her in a bet here now to reveal our bets. The bets that I have. This is my 4-team parlay bet, my wild fun parlay that I call it. I have Brad Riddell plus 100, Aaron Blanchfield minus 425, Montel Jackson minus 210, and Chris Gutierrez minus 225. 4-team parlay with the odds that pays plus 427. My next bet is a 2-team parlay featuring Dominick Reyes at minus 235 with Carlos Ulberg at minus 125. Odds are plus 157. Then I placed a single bet for my dog of the card, Ottman Azaitar, at plus 110. My next bet is a 2-team parlay with Weili Zhang at minus 360 with Fight Doesn't Go the Distance at plus 115 with Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira at plus 175. And then my last bet that I placed for UFC 281 is Andre Petroski at minus 210 with Dustin Poirier at minus 175. Those are my bets, the odds are plus 132 for that parlay for Petroski and Poirier, plus 132. Those are my bets for UFC 281 so far. I might do more bets down the road, and if I do, I'll post that on my Instagram. I'll post it on my Twitter. CJP UFC Bets on Instagram. CJP UFC Bets on Twitter. And right here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share us. Stay tuned for tomorrow, Monday, November 7th, for our $250 Amazon Visa gift card giveaway contest. Live wheel. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining us right here on CJP UFC Bets. Thank you. Good night.